So the Steam Summer Sale is here. Started a few days ago on the 25th. It is the 28th as we're recording this. And the theme this year was the Steam Grand Prix. Yeah, and guess what? It's a broken mess because Valve really doesn't know how to program anymore. Dear Lord. So the gimmick with this sale was that if you buy and play certain games on the Steam store, like Team Fortress 2, Wargroove, whatever else, or you get achievements in games you've recently played, and so on. Yeah, like this one, if you just play games and get achievements in them, um, you earn boost points to boost your team to the finish, closer to the finish line, accelerate them, and you have a chance of getting a little power-up thing to slow down other people or steal boosts from other teams. And as it turns out, because there is no official finish line, the only finish line being 10 a.m. the next day, Pacific Standard Time, it is based on distance points. The amount of distance points you accumulate, your team accumulates on that day, determines whether you win in the top three or not. And the idea was that each day the top three teams, members of the top three teams, 300 from the first place team, 200 from the second place, and 100 from the third place team, random members of those teams will get selected and be given the top game on their Steam wish list. Yes. And at the end of the Grand Prix, because at the end of each day, the teams obtain Grand Prix points based on their place in the winnings each day, their podium finish, yes, and their wins. They gain these Grand Prix points. And at the end, on July 7th, I believe, the team will be awarded, uh, I believe, 300 members or so of the absolute winning team at the end will get all top three games, will get the top three games on their wish list instead of just the top one. So there is actual reason to do this, right? You have the chance of getting a free or multiple free Steam games. So yeah. Now the system was exactly as you expected at the start because everyone got to choose. Everyone dogpiled onto the team Corgi. This one right here. Everyone dogpiled onto it, and it skyrocketed. It just lapped everyone else constantly for the first 2 days. And as the third day was coming to an end, Valve decided that that the system that they made, the way they made it, apparently they never foresaw this happening. So they basically went into the back end and and messed with their algorithms so that each team is more neck and neck, and the other teams get a boost, and the teams with lower members get a boost to their speed, and teams with more members get a debuff to their speed. So yeah, that's a thing. So that means Corgi went from absolute first place to last because Valve essentially rigged the system so that the other teams have a much higher chance of winning. They did this on the second day when everyone thought Corgi was all going to win, so everyone started piling on to Corgi. And even now, it's still broken because this, as far as anyone can tell, is a visual glitch in some capacity because while Corgi was determined to be fifth place, it won day three. It still won. And yet Valve still tried to rig it to go into last place, but it still won. Again, this whole thing is a confusing, broken mess that I'm sorry that this sounds confusing to try and explain because even I don't fully understand it. Like, I'm trying to explain to the best of my ability what I know about how the system works, but even I don't fully understand, and I don't think Valve does either. Because this whole thing is a broken mess. Valve admitted that they went into the back end and made Team Corgi slower than the other teams, which explains why it's in last place, despite the fact that it has a boost significantly larger than any other team. And yeah, it's a it's a broken mess, and I feel like no one. people wouldn't really care about this if there wasn't something that was actually on the line here. Like you don't just get like a badge or a background or an emoticon or something for this. No, that's what you get for the page probably not even gonna load. No, there it is. That's what you get with these tokens. Whenever you use a boost and whatnot, you get these tokens and you can pay them to either get a badge, one of these, or the most important one, a $5 discount, which is the one I used it on. But yeah, that's there. You don't get that stuff for winning. Instead, you have the potential to win an actual game or multiple on Steam. I know it's an extremely low chance if you're like me and you're on Team Corgi, because you wanted to win, you wanted a chance at winning, um, before all this happened. Uh, so this is there. People are way angry about this because Valve seems to be rigging a system where you have something to win that people thought they were going to win. Like effectively, effectively, the idea is the system Valve put in place. Valve then determined to be not good, and so they rigged it to be broken, even more broken than normal. Like it's all just a broken mess. So I just want to say, don't get your hopes up. Whatever team, it doesn't even matter what team you're on. Don't get your hopes up for your team winning or anything. Even Team Corgi, like, because this whole system visually in the back end, everything, it's all just a broken mess, and I don't think even Valve knows how to fix it at this point because it's such a simple idea, right? And everyone knew what was going to happen. This is prime for dogpiling because everyone got to choose what team to be on. This was prime for that to happen. Everyone knew it was going to happen. And yet Valve's acting like they're surprised that Team Corgi was winning when everyone started piling onto the one team. Valve started acting surprised and started slowing the team down, and boosting the others, as if it was somehow unfair. It, it's fair by Valve's own rules. That's the thing. It's fair by Valve's own rules, and yet they're determining that their own rules are unfair. Well, maybe you should have thought about that beforehand, Valve, instead of punishing people for using the system you put in place the way it was built. Sorry, I'm just frustrated. I got decent deals out of this whole Steam thing, regardless. I'm not too concerned because I mean the things at the top of my wish list are things that I'm not crazy about, but I would really want to try, and they're just I don't know too expensive for me to just buy and try out. So like the chance to actually win the game would be kind of cool if Valve didn't rig the system against the people who wanted to win. So yeah, and even then, that whole rigging thing, I it, I don't even know if it's completely true that Valve really rigged it, because there's just so much nonsense with it that I just don't know what to think about this whole thing. It's a broken mess of a system. Just don't No one keep your hopes up for it. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated that Valve's even Steam is just a broken mess at this point. Remember when Valve used to make really good games? Like amazing games, trendsetters, when their coding was stable in some capacity? Yeah, I remember that too. Oh well. Anyway, I just wanted to get my frustration out about this whole thing because it's really dumb. It's just really dumb and way more frustrating when there's something actually on the line. When you have the potential to actually win something, and then the system gets turned on its head on the third day. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to get my frustrations out there. I I got decent deals regardless. Cheap. Good stuff for cheap. I'll probably make to the points on them or whatnot. But yeah, that I just wanted to get that out there. Uh, so yeah, that's about it. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably make to the points and whatnot about the games that I got on the Steam Summer Sale. I'll probably make it to the point about this. Who knows? I might just do that when this whole thing ends. I might just do that. And if you want to see all that, you want to see me ramble and rant more, or you want to see me play some games, and feel free to subscribe here. That'll be cool. So yeah, I just getting my frustrations out there. I'll. This has been the Rat Man. I will see you all later. See you around. Goodbye.